Welcome to my channel. I request you all to subscribe this channel without fail. Your subscription means a lot to me. So I request you all to subscribe this channel without fail, my dear viewers. Air India's Boeing 787 Dreamliner crashed on one of the medical colleges in Ahmedabad, and it was purchased in 2014. 8,000 takeoffs so far. But suddenly it crashed on medical college. So far, the news have been covered by many national channels. So, and you might have watched all those national channels coverage and all. And you know what happened? But yesterday, the two people have questioned the government, especially NDA government, regarding this crash. One is Maharashtra Navnirman Sena Raj Thackeray has raised few questions. Another person is MP Sanjay Rath of Uddhav Thackre's party. If you look at Maharashtra Navnirman Sena's chief Raj Thackeray's questions, he wrote a Facebook post, and what he wrote is in 2013 Japanese airliner same model Boeing 787 Dreamliner caught fire, and he said many complaints have come earlier. Many whistleblowers, when we have so many questions were raised by different people, our NDA government did not check properly, and why did they allow such model in India? So the Japanese Airlines Boeing 787 Dreamliner jet aircraft is surrounded by the emergency vehicles while parked at Logan International Airport in Boston as a fire chief looks into the cargo hold following an electrical fire. This is what Raj Thackeray has mentioned in his post. An electrical fire broke out in an empty Japan Airlines 787 Dreamliner at Boston's airport Monday. And this is the news in 2013. The latest in series of mishaps for the revolutionary new jet. That time in 2013, it was a new jet. When they launched in 2011, this caught fire in 2013. Electrical fire broke out. Fortunately, it is an empty, no passengers, so it got electrical fire broke out. This is what Raj Thackeray was referring in his Facebook post. He also said there are many complaints were raised by different people earlier. We know about this man, this John Bennett. You know, he's a whistleblower. In 2017, he retired from Boeing company. In 2019, he raised a few safety concern questions. What he said, at the North Charleston plant between 2002, 2010 and 2017, Mr. Bennett raised red flags about what he described as a steady decline in safety protocols. That means steady decline in the sense, when they started manufacturing this model in Boeing company, the safety measures were absolutely fine, but slowly they started neglecting the safety measures, and there is a decline in safety measures. He said from 2010 to 2017, there was a decline in safety protocols in the company. What he has written is, Bennett raised serious concerns about the Boeing was building its planes. He said, tiny metal shavings were left near important wires, which could cause dangerous problems mid-flight. He already said it can cause problems in the mid-flight. When it is in the air, if it gets any technical problem, it will crash. That about 1 in 4 oxygen masks might not work in an emergency. He also said some parts were missing or not properly recorded during the building process, showing poor safety checks. This is what actually whistleblower John Bennett has warned earlier in 2019. Later he committed suicide and was found dead in his residence. There is another whistleblower, we can see him, the Sam Salafor. He claims that he observed shortcuts employed by Boeing to reduce bottlenecks during the 787 assembly process that placed excessive stress on major aeroplane joints and embedded drilling debris between key joints on more than 1000 planes. What he reported, these concerns internally, he alleges that he was threatened with termination and excluded from important meetings. In the light of the Ahmedabad's plane crash, the lawyer of Sam Salfor has written a letter to Federal Aviation Administration to release the findings of whatever the allegations made by the Sam Salfor earlier. The Sam Salfor, what he alleged is that, see, this is what he was written, that he observed shortcuts employed by Boeing to reduce bottlenecks during the 787 assembly process that placed excessive stress on major aeroplane joints and embedded drilling debris between key joints on more than 1000 planes. This is what even John Burnett has said. Metal shavings were left near important wires. Here he says that during the joints, so it almost looks similar allegations by these two people. This is another issue found in 2024 while the LATAM Airlines same Boeing 787 flight was flying, is about to fly. Suddenly the seat belt was latched. Planes, the US has ordered inspection of all the seats of the pilots. Why this is in the move? In response to a March flight on a New Zealand bound plane operated by LATAM Airlines that suddenly latched downward while flying from Sydney to Auckland, injuring some 50 passengers. From Boeing of 4 additional instances of uncommitted horizontal movement of the captain and the first officer seat. See, this is the seating of the pilot. It suddenly moved forward and it latched and it caused very serious damage to 50 passengers and as well as the pilot. So this issue was found in 2024. Most probably Raj Thackeray is referring all these incidents keeping in his mind. He also alleged that in 2013 from USA to Europe, this model of Boeing 787 Dreamliners were suspended for 3 months. So this we can see here. Delivery from Boeing's factory in Seattle, this is in UK. Delivery from Boeing's factory in Seattle to Tanzan Airways was 3 months late after airline maker grounded its entire fleet for safety concerns. And this is Boeing reports 400 billion loss tied to problems with 787 Dreamliner. So this also confirms whatever Raj Thackeray was raising serious questions in his Facebook post. In DGCA, he also said that even DGCA has suspended, as I remember, even DGCA has suspended the same model in India, he said. But supporting news I did not find. But one thing we can see that, but we can find that Indian Airlines Dreamliner's fleet also experienced other issues, including fuel leaks and windshield cracks earlier. Now, the Raj Thackeray asks a question to the government of India. Well, when we have so many complaints about the same model of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, then why were we allowing these aircrafts to be used? Why has the DCCA never taken any action on all these complaints? So this is what he posted. Irrespective of so many complaints during 2020 to 23, we have purchased many models of the same Boeing 787 Dreamliners. According to him, says that we have purchased more than 40, but as per the record, now it is 27 are flying on the same model, but he says 40, but we need to check the records. So why says that why the government allow this? Meanwhile, Uddham Thackeray, party MP Sanjay Raut also raised a few questions, and what he has raised questions is during UPA government, Prof Patel was the aviation minister at that time. They have ordered many Boeing 787 Dreamliners aircrafts. That time the BJP has raised a few questions. They have objected. He says, according to the Sanjay Raut, he says the doubts were raised about the capacity of the Dreamliner and its engine by Bharatiya Janata Party. The purchase was made when Praful Patel was the Union Civil Aviation Minister in the taken UPA government. After allegations were made, he had to clarify and all. Then when you yourself has raised the questions about the Dreamliner model's capacity, Indian engine capacity, then when you came to power in 2014, what actions you have taken? That is what actually Sanjay Rath was asking, saying that how did both the engines of the crashed plane shut down at the same time? How can it happen that both the engines shut down at a time? How did the accident happen in just 30 seconds? Did the accident happen due to some kind of cyber attack? He raised a question and he doubted that there may be some cyber attack by enemy countries. Somewhere someone has hacked our cyber system, and then maybe because of that it has happened. So the air traffic control had 56% less manpower than its capacity. Why are there fewer technicians at airports who did the technical maintenance of aircraft? And he says that that's what he says, that the air traffic control had 56% less manpower than its capacity who do the technical maintenance of aircrafts. This is what actually Sanjay Rath, UBT MP, has raised a few questions. But it looks genuine questions, and it looks some valid questions that we need to think about it. The government should answer all these questions. Thank you. Namaskar.